Did you know that the lead singer of Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, is from Generation X? Generation X is a strong and powerful generation that embraces change. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Francesca Gray, and today I'm going to talk to you about Generation X, their background, some data on them, stereotypes, and how they communicate in the workforce. Let's first get started with the background on Generation X. Generation X was born between 1965 and 1980. They are called Generation X because they did not want to be titled. They are very against titles. Fun fact, they did go by some other names before settling on Gen X though. Sometimes they are called the Postbusters, Latchkey Kids, and the Baby Busters. They were born between the Baby Boomer and Millennial generations. Out of all the generations, they are one of the smallest. Throughout their lifetime, they got to experience many big changes to the world, like the fall of the Berlin Wall, space exploration, post-civil rights movements, and the first personal computer, according to Smith. For data on Generation X, they represent 19% of the population globally, while also representing 31% of the workforce. They are one of the smallest generations, but also represent one of the biggest chunks of the workforce, said McLean. They value diversity and think that others should be treated equally no matter what race they are or what they're interested in. They rely on themselves and no one else. They have been taught since a young age not to depend on others for help. They also value practicality. They're a very practical group. They do not fantasize. They realize what is real and what is not going to happen, said Tanner. For stereotypes, this group, just like other groups, has been stereotyped. Some of their positive stereotypes are being skilled in technology, ethnically diverse, independent, and resourceful, which these are all true. Since they were around at the beginning of the technology advancements, they were able to learn and adapt better to technology than previous generations. And their parents taught them to be independent and resourceful because they didn't have time or a want to deal with them and teach them the things they needed to know, according to McKean. For negative stereotypes, they are believed to be less motivated, cynical, and skeptical. They are definitely not less motivated though. They just don't want to spend their whole lives working. Instead, they would rather spend that time with their family. They might be a little bit cynical in some ways, like that they do not trust the world, but not in the sense that they only do things to benefit themselves. They love helping other people. Gen X is definitely a skeptic though. They're very skeptical of authority and people's ability to complete their task. And this is based on stuff that they've seen and prior knowledge. This is according to McGillow. Now for some information on how they are in the workplace. According to Harris, they prefer to communicate face-to-face or by email, but they're good with other forms of technology too. Generation X is not a fan of working in teams though. They feel that they are more productive alone, which is why they are more of a superior communicator. They appreciate communication that gets to the point and respects their time. Interesting fact, time is one of the most important things to them. They appreciate work but don't want to waste any time that they could be getting their work done so that they can leave and use their time to experience new things and spend it with the people that they love. This is mainly from watching their parents spend so much of their lives working and not enjoying other aspects of life. They also need their personal space. This helps them be more comfortable and work better. There are definitely some do's and don'ts for interpersonal strategies of Gen X. They prefer when people are direct, give them their privacy, and have a secluded place to work. They don't enjoy being lied to or misled, so be honest and transparent with them. They will respect you more for it. Also give them feedback that can help them and is important for their work. Don't micromanage them. They don't want to be controlled and told how to do things. Their time is very precious to them, so don't waste it or interrupt their work constantly. They want to get their job done and over with so they can go home. Also, if there is not a need for formalities, just call them by the first name It'll make them so much more comfortable. Some of their customs and traditions are work-life balance. They grew up watching their parents work and decide that they want to work, but not to the point that it takes away from them enjoying and living life. They're very open-minded and accept people for who they are. A lot of Gen Xers are big family people and believe that family traditions should be passed on, continued, and cherished. In conclusion, Generation X experienced big changes to the world throughout their lifetime and are more open-minded than previous generations. They prefer face-to-face communication but work well with other forms of communication technology. They also need to have a good work-life balance to do well. Just because they are a smaller generation does not mean they didn't make an impact. Here are my references, and thank you for your time.